Breaking news right now as well. U.S. Representative Trent Franks from Arizona is making national headlines right now. Multiple news sources reporting the 8-term Republican will step down tonight ahead of a looming scandal on Capitol Hill. Roll Call is reporting he's resigning amid rumors of inappropriate behavior. Political editor Dennis Welch joins me now. You've been working the phones all afternoon. What are you hearing?
Well, I can tell you right now that we have our own sources. I've talked to people right now who do confirm that indeed Mr. Franks is going to be stepping down. But the big question right now is, why is Mr. Franks stepping down? Now, you heard just a minute ago that it is among rumors of inappropriate behavior. Now, we don't know exactly what that is, but you can only kind of imagine, given this environment of the Me Too movement and whatnot, it could be a range of anything. And it would be absolutely stunning if, in fact, Mr. Franks was stepping down because of some sort of inappropriate behavior, inappropriate conduct in Congress, because he's been positioned himself as a very religious figure, a really religious families value type of conservative Republican out there, and he's really made a living off of this out there. It would be absolutely stunning if it was something along the lines of the Me Too or something related to that.
Absolutely, because we're going to be talking about in a little bit how Al Franken just announced his resignation having to do with sex assault allegations, sexual harassment allegations. This, we've heard, it's really not been on our radar until today, and then it happened and escalated very quickly. Was that surprising to you?
It was surprising to me. I mean, because this thing did happen so fast. I mean, there had been rumors about Mr. Franks for many years, but I will tell you this. There's rumors about a lot of politicians. When you start getting into politics, rumors kind of float around out there in an atmosphere on a pretty regular basis. But this would be pretty shocking out there. But I will say that during a lot of the Me Too stuff that has been coming out and all these allegations of women saying that they were sexually harassed, you've got the Roy Moore candidacy down in Alabama. Mr. Franks has been very quiet about this issue, hasn't spoke up a lot, and this is a guy who's normally taken the moral high ground pretty quickly on a lot of issues in the past.
What does it tell you that he is set to announce his resignation before the public even hears of any allegations against him?
What it tells me is that this has got to be a pretty serious allegation against this. I mean, because he's going to try to get, I would say, I mean, this is something you deny. In politics, a reporter walks up to you and says, hey, I hear you're resigning. If it's not true, you're just going to quash that right now. Now, according to Roll Call, who broke this story, they asked him if this was true, and he said, we'll have a statement later in the day. Now, if that's indeed true, that he is going to be also resigning before we even know what the allegations are, it must be a pretty damning allegation out there, because he wants to get out in front of this, and this may be something that would be make sure that he's politically dead in the water.
Unbelievable. Okay, so what does happen if he does step down? What's the protocol next?
Well, it depends on when he steps down. Now, right now, I am hearing that he could be set his resignation date for the end of January, maybe somewhere around January 31st. Now, some point after that, within I believe 70 to 80 days after that, the governor would set a special election to fill his seat. And at that point, I mean, you could see a lot of other candidates jumping in there to replace Mr. Franks, because this is a very safe district. If you're a Republican candidate out there, and if you win this primary, you're likely going to have a job out there for as long as you can keep it. I mean, you're not going to have a whole lot of challenges out there. And already I have talked to State Representative Debbie Lesko, who has said, if this is indeed true, if he does step down, that she will be interested in jumping into this race. I've also heard that a current lawmaker, Senator Steve Montenegro, who works on Franks' staff, also very interested in running in this race. Right now, he's slated to run for the Secretary of State's office, but you could see a whole lot more candidates jump into this race. You might see someone like a Glendale mayor like Jerry Wires jump into this race, or another very wealthy businessman.
I know, and so much is popping in the state of Arizona right now with Flake leaving as well. But let's talk about Franks real quickly. House Judiciary, House Armed Services, Courts Subcommittee. What else is he really known for?
Well, and that's the interesting thing, is he's not really known for a lot. Now, he's been in Congress now since 2002. He has served 8 terms. He's serving in his 8th term right now. He's one of the wealthiest congressmen up on the Hill, worth anywhere between $5 million and $50 million, according to his financial disclosures. He's made a lot of money in the oil industry. But besides that, he has been pretty low-key. He doesn't spend a lot of money campaigning because he doesn't have challengers out there. Every now and then he has said some controversial statements regarding abortion or something like that. But by and large, not the most high-profile congressman that we've ever had here in Arizona. Very low-profile person. He's going to get a lot of attention here tonight, though.
Shocking news if you're just joining us and just clicking on right now. U.S. Representative Trent Franks apparently standing by to announce his resignation. We're still waiting for the details of what precipitated that huge move. And Dennis, I know you'll be making more phone calls and
Yeah,
checking
and
back
I
in
should
with
say
us.
too that we are expecting a statement from Mr. Franks
Okay.
sometime this afternoon. He says that he's going to explain everything.
Okay, Dennis, thank you.